aka Dr. Benjamin, aka Dr. B, aka Sister J or Dr. J. Welcome to the episode of Stop Living Broke, my new podcast. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm coming up on week 1. Yay! So before I get started, I do want to say my disclaimers. I am by no means a financial advisor. I'm only sharing information that was shared with me, and I'm sharing it with you because I realize that I want to live a softer life and I want you to live a softer life too. And the first step is changing our mindset so that we can stop living broke. The next thing I want to say is, hey guys, I would so appreciate if you would like and subscribe to my podcast, to my channel. Like and subscribe, guys. I'm very excited. I have so much information I want to share every day with you guys. As information has been shared with me, and I would just so like it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Now, I will say on my channel, I have all types of things that's going on. I'm a filmmaker, so you can stroll through my channel and see some of the trailers and where you can watch those movies at, and just all kinds of things I'm going to be sharing on my channel. So I didn't want to do a separate channel for this because all of it is under I Am Sister JJ, because I am Sister JJ. So, with that being said, guys, I won't be on long because I have a 12 o'clock meeting and I'm just trying to find my balance of when is the best time to come on and share some conversations with you guys and keeping my conversation to a certain time frame. But when I get the rolling, I get the rolling. So I'm definitely going to be off by 12 because I have a 12 o'clock business meeting. And yeah, so let's get started. Stop living broke. Yes. Aren't you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Aren't you tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul? And that's another thing. We should not be robbing nobody to pay nobody. That's a crime. And it's a cliche that we have all too many times have accepted. I forgot to turn my fan on. I'm already hot. Hold on for a second. Because these lights are really, really, really hot. So stop living broke. It's a mindset. So you have to change your mind. You can get the money, but if your mind is not conditioned, then that money is just going to fly right out of your hands. So you have to change your mind. And some of the things I want to talk about, I want to talk about 3 things, 3 points that I wrote down. Excuse me, 5 points that I wrote down. Hopefully I can get through them before it's time for me to log off. So thank you guys for chiming in. Once again, this is not the gossiping channel. Okay, this is not the gossiping podcast. I'm not going to be talking about celebrities and all the stuff that they got going on. I'm not going to be talking about the P. Diddy and all that stuff that's going on. I am talking about mind adjustment. Some people call it mind transformation. I call it mind adjustment. Adjust your thinking, adjust your mindset. And when you adjust your mind, you have a clear mind to make different decisions. So again, I got 5 points I want to talk about, and I'm going to give you guys some. I'm not going to say tips because I'm not a financial advisor, but I am going to give you some investment opportunities for you to research at the end. So here this is. Yes, no free golf party. Sorry. So here we go. Up, 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 up. Give me a second. I gotta get my. So here's some things that I've been thinking about, and I think that it proves to be true, at least in my world. So your mindsets and belief. Poverty-minded people often believe money is scarce and that the wealth is unattainable for people like us, or that success only comes from luck, and that it creates a ceiling in how we think. So what did I mean when I was writing that? Because I was talking to some people. Like, you're so sweet. So I was just thinking about some people that I know and conversations that I've had with folks, and just listening to the way they think. That people really think that uh, poverty is a generational unwanted gift per se. And what I mean by that is they just feel like, hey, this is the way it is for them. This is my life. This is, I am born to struggle. I am born to beg. I am born not to have. And I'm like, that's not so. That's not so. So you got to be mindful when you hang around people like that, because when you are changing your mindset, adjusting your mindset, you have to be mindful about the people that you listen to, the people that you see, and the people that you speak to, right? So I've noticed that I have lessened my conversation with a lot of people that I like. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It just means that the way they think is not productive for the lifestyle that you want. So you have to change. Hi, Alice. Thank you. You have to change your wealth building surroundings. You can't talk to everybody about how your mindset is. So here's the deal. I'm not going to talk to people that's being insulting. If the only thing that you can do is be insulting on my podcast, then get off. Okay? Because you're a broke-minded person. All right? And we all wear units, so get it right. So if that's the only thing that you can come with, butter with your broke self, then go and hang out with the rest of your broke friends. Okay? Hello, somebody. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep, and what I'm gonna figure out how to I'm gonna figure out how to close these comments, because that's so rude. Like, those are broke-minded people, and that's exactly what I'm talking about folks that have a broke-minded mentality. They sit on the internet and they just say all types of broke-minded things, while people like myself are living a softer life, and our we want to share our lifestyle with other people. So here's the deal. Broke minded people often talk broke, they talk foolish, they have nothing positive to say out of their mouth because they're broke. But people that have a wealth mentality, people with a wealth mentality, they understand that money has an abundance, and they believe in opportunities, and they look for opportunities, or they create opportunities, and they surround themselves around people who have a positive mentality. And they don't look at correction as an insult. They look at it as an opportunity to grow. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about. Adjusting your mindset so that you will be able to view things differently. And when you change your mindset to view things differently, then you see things differently, and then you attract a different type of people. Okay, so the second thing I want to talk about is conversations and energy. So, conversations and energy, right? Broke circles. And I got this thing that I say, I don't do circles, I network. I don't have a circle of friends, I have a network of friends. Because circles is like a dog chasing his tail. He goes around and around and around, and he really don't go anywhere. And that's pathetic. It's funny, but it's pathetic. But network means you're networking, you're growing, you're doing something, you're elevating. So when you surround yourself around broke circles, often they focus on problems, gossip, blame, survival talk, buffoonery, unnecessary conversation, negative conversation. They just beat up on themselves. They spend everything on frivolous things. It just don't make any sense how that broke circle just go around and around and around, and then they start trying to impress each other, and they start trying to outdo each other, and that's when the Joneses come into effect, because now everybody's trying to be the Joneses within that circle, but no one has grown. But a wealth circle focus on solutions, ideas, investments, collaborations, possibilities. The conversation opens your mind to things that you have never thought about, or perhaps would have never thought about. It gives you an opportunity to grow yourself, right? So you have to be mindful about the conversation that you have. You have to be mindful about the growth. About the energy that you give to people and the energy that you allow around you. So I do want to say this once again, and I will be saying it throughout this is my first podcast. I'm very excited. I have a lot of information I'd like to share. I'm in a place in my life where I'm pretty much living a soft life. And just like the people that I listen to, they share information with me, and I want to share with other people that want to listen. Now, if you enjoy being broke, then this is not for you. But if you want information that confirms, inform you on living a better lifestyle so that you don't have to struggle all of your life, then this is one of the channels you should listen to. So thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you for all of the positive people that are on. And we're going to continue to move forward. I said there were 5 points that I want to make before we move on. I'm not going to be on super long because I do have my business meeting. Another thing that I wrote down was habits and behaviors. And I was just thinking about that because I used to have bad habits. I used to have bad spending habits. One of my love languages is gifts. One of my love languages is gifts. I like to give gifts. I love to receive gifts. And so whenever I'm out, when I used to be out and I be around people and we all hanging out and I know someone's financial status or think I know their financial status, I take care of the bill. Well, it's like, come on, let's hang out. Right? And that kind of became like almost like the norm a little bit. Not a good thing. Bad habits. Or going out to shop, right? Just because I'm going out with someone else shopping, I feel like I got to buy something. And I'm not trying to keep up with anybody. It's just, hey, I'm shopping. Oh, I like that. That's so cute. No discipline because I'm always saying, hey, I make it back. I get it back. I got the money, I can do this, woo. But those are bad habits. Lending out money that you really don't want to lend out, but people kind of make you feel bad about lending out money. I have a buddy of mine. I'm mindful about where I categorize people: friends, acquaintances, homegirls, buddies, friends, things like that. Friends is top level, and she was giving me some sob stories, and she just kept going on and on, and the more that I did not say, what do you need, the more she kept piling on the sob story. And I just was like, and that she did that at a time when I started my mind adjustment. And I just, once it was over, once the conversation was over, I called my sister and I was telling her about it. She said, good for you, sister. I said, I just feel like that she was trying to make me feel obligated to help her. And you're not obligated to help anybody. You're not obligated to help anybody. So here's the tip that I got from one of my aunties. May God rest her soul. One of her ex guy friends. He said, never lend out money that you can't afford to get back. And I did not adopt that until later in life. Never lend out money that you cannot afford to get back. Yes, yes, Alicia, you are so right. Yes. I can't see your name. Is it Alice? Alice, sorry. Yes, you are so right. So that's a tip. That's a good habit that I adopted from him later in life, a behavior pattern that I adopted from him later in life. I don't lend out money that I cannot afford to get back. If I cannot get it back, excuse me, if I am not looking for it back or I can live without it, okay, then I'm going to loan it to you with my mindset of if I never get it back, I'm not going to hurt about it. But you make a note that if they don't pay it back, then they can't get anything else from you again. That is a habit that you should adapt. Poverty-minded people may normalize overspending, living paycheck to paycheck, instant gratification, and fear of investing. And that is a broke mentality. I just don't get it. I have shared some information with some people recently, and what I'm going to share with you guys at the end of this podcast, at this episode, about our investment opportunity. And the first thing that they said to me was, I got bills. Oh, girl, I got this going on. I mean, everybody was, I got bills. Not everybody, but it was, I got bills. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just sharing the information so that you know. You can't say you don't know because now you know. However, when you can take that same money, then I heard them say how they went out and they went to the restaurant, they went to these lounges, they went and bought these clothes, they went and bought units, they got the nails done, all of this stuff, and I'm just listening. And I'm like, but you don't have money to invest? That's living broke. That is living broke. That is living broke. So the next thing is wealthy. So poverty minded people can always give opinions to someone about something that because they're broke. They're too busy minding other people's business opposed to minding their own business. That's what a broke minded person does. That's what a poverty minded person do. So the next thing is wealthy people. Wealthy people practice budgeting, investing, networking, self improvement, and long term thinking. Being in that environment changes your status, your standards. So when I wrote that, I thought about that thing. I was like, I hang out with different people. I hang out with people that I can just laugh and talk and joke with and have a good time with. And then I also hang out with people that I'm gleaning from, that I'm learning from. And I see the difference of the two. What do I get when I hang out with, and there's nothing wrong with hanging out with your party friends. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. But when you are looking to live a softer life, elevate, then that's a different type of environment. And you hang out in a different class of place. I noticed that when I'm hanging out with my more uh, wealthier people, we do different things. We practice, we go different places. Our conversation, everything is different. Everything is different, opposed to the people that aren't able to live that softer life. So make sure that when you're hanging out and you're doing those things, that you are mindful about the people that you're hanging with, even at the family reunions. Even at the family reunions and the family gatherings, they everybody gets into their little sectors, and I find myself, I'm one of the life of the parties at my family's functions. But after I have my fun, I find myself migrating to the family members that are talking growth, wealth, information, knowledge, those type of people. So the vibe is definitely different. So opportunity, you cannot find opportunities when you're hanging out in a broke circle, and your access in a broke circle is very limited. But in your wealth network, you'll see tons and tons of opportunities. People share information with you just to share it with you, of positivity. And just like I was on the phone with one of my clients, and they were in. Exactly. So I was on the phone with exactly Alice, exactly. So I was on the phone with a client of mine's earlier this week. I want to say it was Sunday. Yeah, I know Monday, it was Monday. And I was just on the phone with him, and we were talking about one type of business. And I shared this in one of my other episodes. We were talking about one type of business. But then in the other business, I mean, in that conversation, he shared some financial information with me, and then he put someone on the phone whom I never met, but because I was connected to him, that person started sharing with me some financial information. And at the end of this, I'm going to share that information with you all, and hopefully those that are on here shouting out all these crazy insults, hopefully you will take your money and invest your money, because I am giving you information that will help you live a softer life, and it'll probably change your the words that you choose to use out your mouth. You probably think of saying something different out of your mouth, because broke minded people talk broke. Wealth minded people talk wealth. So the last thing I want to talk about is identity and environment. Your environment shapes your identity. If you are consistently around people who accept lack, then you soon look at lack as the norm. I am so serious about that. Thank you, Alice. I am so serious about that. When you hang around people who accept poverty as an acceptable lifestyle, before you know it, your values start to decrease. It starts to decrease. You start thinking that's okay. Now, when I was like in my 20s, I lived in Virginia, and I have nothing against anyone that lives in trailers. Nothing at all. I want to put that disclaimer out. However, I was living in a house, right? And my financial situation, caused for me to have to move because I was not being mindful of my money. So I had to move. And so instead of me taking a moment and reevaluating what I was doing with my money, the people that I was hanging around with, I looked at how they were living, and I was like, okay, well, I just do that because it's easier. It was harder for me to rethink my mindset because I wasn't there than it was for me to just go and get me a trailer. And right when I was going to do that, a friend of mine said, "Why are you doing that?" And he said, "It's not." And our homegirl lived there. When she said she's trying to get out the trailer and you're trying to go in the trailer, that don't make sense, JJ. You make money, and I did. I made money. He said, "You make money. You need to get your finances in order." And so I did. I started working on my finances and getting myself in order to live on the status quo that was good for me. Now again, wherever you live, that's where you live. But if it's not where you want to live, then you have to make adjustments so that you can grow from that situation. Okay, you don't be ashamed of where you live, but you make better financial decisions to be in a better place. And a lot of times what happens is people are ashamed of where they live, or they don't want to elevate. They don't want to do what it takes in order to change their situation. So they start insulting other people who don't want to be in that same situation. I've actually been insulted a lot because I do not want to live a hard life. I want to live a productive life. I want to live well, if you feel as though what I'm saying is not conducive to you, you have the power to get off. So get off. Nevertheless, I wanted to live a different type of life. I didn't want to struggle. I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck. So I had to do some mind adjustments and change my environment, and that's what I did. Um, so, if you're surrounding yourself around ambitious, wealth minded people, then their habits, their beliefs, and their drives will rub off on you. This is called the power of 10. And everybody says it different kinds of ways, but the power of the 10 is basically this. If you hang around 9 broke minded people, 9 robbers, 9 thieves, 9 whatever, you will eventually be the 10th person because of the energy that they are putting on you. You begin to take on that same type of energy. But if you hang around 9 wealthy people, 9 working people, 9 optimistic people, 9 positive thinking people, you will eventually be the 10th person. That's the power of the 10. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because a lot of times when we start talking about finances, this is not a podcast where I'm going to be talking about the celebrities and all of this stuff. This is real life mind adjustment, mind transformation steps that we need to take in order for us not to live a broke life. Stop living broke. But what people tend to think is a 1, 2, 3 formula, and then that's it. This is not a rub the jar genie type of thing. This is changing your mind first. You have to be willing to change your mind. And a lot of people don't want to change their mind, but they want the blessings of a changed mind. You got to change your mind. Changing your mind will lead you to changing your financial status. So that's why I like to start off with mind transformations first. Because once you get your mind adjusted, and then you start adjusting your mind, it starts to change. Then you start to see things differently. You start seeing things more in a different light, from a different lens. You don't look at your current situation. You start looking at what your situation can be. You start looking at your future you. So that's that. Some of the things that you can do, and I want to reiterate this. Let me go back to this. I talked about it in my first couple of episodes, and I will continuously talk about it because it should be a continuously thing. In your mind adjustment, you have to track your money. You got to track your money every day. That's real talk. Living broke-minded people do not want to face their truth of their money. They I don't see it. I don't gotta face it. When I was married and I was having a conversation. Thank you, Alice. I used to have a conversation with my ex-husband. I used to call it Money Monday, or Monday Monday. I think it was Money Monday. He will always start some type of argument so that I will be frustrated that we could not have a grown financial conversation. That's because he did not want to face our financial status. We we cannot move forward if you don't face your situation. You have to face your situation. So, one of the things that I like to talk about is having a portfolio. Wealth minded people have a portfolio. Wealthy people have a portfolio. I have a portfolio. You can get your portfolio from my website, redgirlpublishing.com, or guess what? You don't have to give me the $20. You can go get you a folder. This only costs 33 cents or 13 cents or something like that. You can go get you a folder. You can go get you a folder. You can do Google Sheets. You can do Excel. Your portfolio is your way of tracking your money and your investments. That is what your portfolio is for. Where is your money? Where is your finances? Where is your investments? Thank you all so much who's on here and talking to that troll. I do appreciate that, guys. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I hope that while he's typing this buffoonery, that he do get or she do get some positivity out of this and actually utilize it. Because I think that if they utilize some of this information, they wouldn't be so broke-minded in their responses. So nevertheless, get you a portfolio. There are typically 5 types of portfolios. You have your growth portfolio. Your growth portfolio, I like to explain it like this is mainly, well, I'm not gonna say mainly, but that's something that you look for your retirement, your future, right? So I like to look at it like a tree investment, a tree seed. So you plant your seed, and we all know that it takes a while for a tree to sprout. So that is what you call your slower growth, right? You're looking for that for the future. So that's your growth portfolio. Your second portfolio is your income portfolio. For me, I use my income portfolio for monies that I kind of want now within the next 3 months and the next 6 months, next year, 2 years, 5 years, that income portfolio. The next portfolio is the balance portfolio. That portfolio is what I use all of my investments that I have, wherever my money is, I put that in that portfolio so I can see where my money is, where my investments are, the balance portfolio. The fourth portfolio is what they call the target time portfolio. There's a time frame on the investments that you are invested in. So you may invest in, let's just say you invested in someone's restaurant and they told you in 3 years you will start getting your investments or what have you. That's a time portfolio, one that you are looking, or you may have that particular investment because you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to pay off your bills, whatever it is you that's the time portfolio. You want to go back to those investments and pull your capital gains out of that. Then you have what they call the social responsible portfolio, environmental. There are actually people who invest in the environment. Thank God for them, because I'm not one. But you invest in your environment. So me, I typically use the growth portfolio, the income portfolio, and I have the balanced portfolio. My time, I don't have one in the aspect of I have a specific time frame, but you can design it however you want. But those are the 5 typical portfolios that are common when you are doing your investments. What I'm doing is basically giving you information. So while you're doing your mind adjustments, your mind transformation, it's like, where do I go from there? Because when I was doing my mind transformation and my mind adjustments, people were telling me, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, well, I don't know where to start. So when I went to college, I ended up learning a lot from college. And Oh, you can. Oh, okay. Just reach out to me through my email, redgirlentertainment at gmail. Redgirlentertainment at gmail. Redgirlentertainment at gmail. RAG, the word girl, entertainment. So with that, guys, I'm telling. Or I'm sorry. I am sisterjj.com. I am sisterjj.com. I am SISTAJAYJAY.com. So with that being said, you there's so many types of investments that you can get into. You have your stocks, which I talk a lot about because I am into stocks. But the great thing about and crypto, do not sleep on crypto. I'm going to be telling you guys a couple of things in a few minutes because I got 6 minutes. I got to wrap this up. So before I go over there, let me give you guys this information. Fan base. Fan base. Okay, those who are really listening, fan base. Research it for yourself. Never take what I say for the gospel. Take it for information that you need to go research for yourself. Fan base. Only $399 will get you got that going it like 64 shares or something like that. And fan base is another social media that was created by Isaac Hayes III. That's Isaac Hayes, I think it's his son or his grandson. Go check it out. I'm on it, fan base. Once he hits a certain plateau, he's selling. And that's good money. So $399, one-time investment. Invest your money, plant that seed. We spend $400 in one day. And that's what I'm talking about when I share information like this with people. All of a sudden they look at $399, that's a lot of money. Yeah, but you spend that on bullcrap. I've actually hung out with people who spent. Correct. So $399 is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, guys. So if that does, and now if you have more money you want to invest in, listen, go to Picasso. 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 Sorry about that. Picasso. Pacaso. That's an investment. Picasso. That's another investment. That's what you will put in your growth investment. Then you have a black owned one. This is called and that's good for you. That's good for you. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. Share good information. I like that. So the next one is called TV Channel Network. If you have $1,500, invest in that. Now, those are $15,400. For those of you who say, hey, my paycheck just ain't there yet. Guess what? You can invest on Cash App. You sure can. You can invest, and it's called you can invest on Cash App with the stocks. It's called fractional shares. So go look up Cash App. You can go to Yahoo. You can go to Yahoo Finance and look up some companies that you're interested in and get the ticker or put the company name in Cash App. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't mess with Cash App. I don't mess with Cash App," and that's fine. But Cash App ain't never did me wrong. Don't say Cash App is bad advice because you don't know. I'm making money off of Cash App, so shut up. If you are a person who is not ready to get on the E-Trades and the Fidelities, because I'm on E-Trade at Fidelity, then go to Cash App and start off small. There's a thing about getting in the water. I use this analogy. When you're getting in the swimming pool, two ways to enter a swimming pool. Some people just dive in, and some people just step in little by little. If you are a step in little by little person, get your feet wet. Go into Cash App, check it out. It's fractions of a share. I like to explain it like this. This for those with jobs. Exactly, Queen. Exactly. So, and on top of Cash App, they have broadened it so much. They have savings, and I got a little something over there because I want to try it out. I don't want to tell you guys something that I'm not trying myself. They also have something called pool, where you and a group of people can pool your money together. Like if you guys want to do a trip, investments or whatever, you can pool your money together. Investigate it. Once again, as I said it before, anything that I'm saying to you, please research it for yourself. But I am telling you guys, if you are not comfortable yet with making the $400 investments or the $100 investments, or getting into, if you don't have an E-Trade, you don't have a Fidelity or Robinhood. There's something about Robinhood. I got to go back and check that because I read something about Robinhood, so I got to confirm that before I speak about it. However, please start investing cryptocurrency. If you don't have Coinbase, get on Coinbase. You can get Bitcoin on Cash App as well. But download Coinbase. We're going to really start talking about that as well. My sister and I, we have a financial conversation called Welcome to the Winners Club. We will be bringing that on board for those who are really serious and want to learn more. Right now, it's definitely private. We're trying to figure out, because again, this is my first time doing this podcast. So we're trying to figure out how we can do that for those that want to come aboard and we can share that more in depth. Right now, I'm just giving you guys overview because I only have so much time. I'm going to give you guys an overview of the information that I have. I do thank you guys for chiming in. I hope so far the information that I have given you guys have been informative to you. I do apologize for the trolls that have been on here. Sometimes people just ain't got no life. They just don't got no life, and they don't want to see anybody else win, especially when they're not winning themselves. And sometimes people just tell straight 100% lies, because I've never yet had one person that have made money or make money come on my channel or been in my presence and been so negative as the people that have been on today. So maybe this is their negative Friday. They must ain't got no job. They must have lost their job, so now they're broke and they're living broke. So yeah, that's what that is. So guys, if once again, before I chime off, there is Fanbase. Go check out Fanbase. It's a pretty cool social media. You can invest in it. Then you have Picasso. That's Pacaso. You can invest in that. They will close their window September the 18th. So you want to check that out before they IPO. I am heavily invested in TV Channel Network. They will be IPOing very soon, and that basically means that they're going to be open to the public to trade. That's basically what that means. Guys, you can go to my other episodes to learn more of what I've been talking about today. And the other thing is this. If you are not ready to make those type of investments, get your feet wet. Go on Cash App and look up some companies, right? And just put it's fraction of a share. It's fraction of a shares. So if you want $10, instead of taking the $10 and going to McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, go put $10 in a company that you think is worth investing in. I typically invest in companies that are about health, AIs, tech, things like that. That's what energy. I invest in companies like that. That's what I mainly invest in. So get your feet wet, start getting your feet wet and getting comfortable, and continue to come on to channels like mine and other people who are sharing information and educating you. Remember, living broke mentality people tend to think investment. You have Fidelity? Okay, Papo, I didn't see that. Yep. Fidelity, E-Trade. I'm going to be honest. I absolutely love E-Trade. I'm not even going to hold you on that. I absolutely love E-Trade. But if you're not comfortable in your education, continue to chime in onto channels like this, because all of the channels across the board is going to basically be saying the same thing per se when it's talking about the basic fundamentals. Now, everybody's opinion is their opinion, but the basic fundamentals are always going to be the same, because the truth don't need any help. The truth will never change. The truth is always going to be the truth. So take what someone else has said, and you can come over here, and more than likely what I say is going to be like, ooh, that person over there said that too. Or whatever I said, you go look at someone else's podcast and be like, ooh, that person, Sister JJ, that's what she was saying. Or go read it. And you'll say, oh, you know what? That's what she just was talking about. Everybody can say the same thing, but they can say it differently, because our comprehensions are different. The way we comprehend things are different. So that's why all of us people that are on here sharing financial information is sharing financial information, because we really, really, really want you to win. I want my people to win. I mean, anybody that's listening, but I want my people to win. If you're not living the life that you want to live, which hopefully is a financial free life, meaning that you're not struggling paycheck to paycheck and robbing Peter to pay Paul, then listen to these podcasts, guys. Come on, chime on, chew to me, spit out the bone, start at the level that you are. Alice, you made a good point. Everybody may not have, I don't know if you said it, but I'm going to just put in my own contents. Everybody may not have the $400 free to invest. But if you go look at some of my other podcasts, I do share with you my other episodes. I do share information on how to generate some money so that you can have free money to invest. But in the meantime, in between time, you can invest a small amount, fractions of a share on, and go to Cash App. Cash App will allow you to invest fractions of a share. So with that said, guys, I am 4 minutes late for my meeting. Thank you all that did chime in. I am so excited. Tomorrow is Saturday, so I will just be giving a quick little short. I won't be on this long. On the weekends, I just give a quick little short for you guys just to stay connected. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. I'm so excited about sharing information. This information has been shared to me with me. I want to share it to you guys. That guy's crazy. Remember, collaboration over competition. Individually grinding together equals a win for everybody. Be the best that you can be, because nobody is better at being you than you. I'm Sister JJ, aka Dr. Benjamin. I'm living a life, and I want you to live the life too. Mwah.